Hi everybody, this is Rebecca Miner. This is my second YouTube series. My first series chronicled my journey into my first bodybuilding competition. I competed as a natural athlete in the OCB Fire and Ice Classic in Panama City, August of 2023. And my first YouTube series chronicles my journey from my first prep, which was about a 22 week prep, to prepare for that first competition. And it was an amazing experience. If you're interested, you can take a peek back at that series to check that out. So this second series is on, well, what happens after? If you want to do another competition, what does that entail? And this specific series is on a mini cut that I'm doing as part of my building process. So if you're interested in that part of my continuing journey, I hope you'll follow me along. So a little bit of a disclaimer, this is not a health and fitness video. I am participating in a sport, and that sport is bodybuilding. And bodybuilding certainly has very healthy aspects to it. Diet, fitness, cardio, weight training. All of those things are things that are healthy for everyone. But I don't expect that everyone is interested in being a bodybuilder. Very few people are. Very few people actually follow through an entire prep and actually end up on stage. It's not for everyone. And when you get to the point where you are doing a cut and really reducing your body fat to a very, very low level, then we're past the health and fitness. It's not about being healthy, it's about the sport. So I just want to make sure people understand that bodybuilding is not health and fitness, it's a sport. Some would consider it an extreme sport. I think any sport, when taken to a high level, is extreme, and that's not a bad thing. Also want to let you know that I'm not an expert. I work with experts. I have a couple of people that have been along with me on this journey. And I shared those folks with you in my first series. Still am working with Cassandra Grippy, who is my coach and my nutritionist. And she's amazing, and she is a champion, and she is an expert. So I have somebody really great in my corner. But I'm not here to offer expert advice, tell you what to do or how to do anything. I'm just sharing my story and my journey in the hopes that my journey, my struggles, will inspire other people to take on something new, something challenging, whether it's a sport or an artistic endeavor, whatever it is, whatever that bucket list item is. So just a quick review, a little bit about myself. I am now 58, about to turn 59. I was born in 1965. Can't believe I'm almost 59, but I have always been interested in sports, and certainly since the 80s was interested in bodybuilding. And again, I talk about that in my first YouTube series. So what's happening now? We are 7 months post-show. I'm going to show you some pictures. So here's a picture of me at 11% body fat. My first stage look, and I was at 118 pounds, I believe, the day of the competition. And of course, I love this look. I'm proud of this look, but there's not much muscle. So this past year has been about rebuilding, building up that muscle. And my coach had told me it takes time. So you have to get your body fat percentage back up to a healthy level so that you can begin to build more muscle. And I believed her, but I didn't realize just how much time. So March of 2023, I weighed about 143 pounds before I started my prep. And as I said, I got down to 118 pounds, 11% body fat. And my muscle, my skeletal muscle, based on the first body scan that I did in March of 2023, I was holding 61.5 pounds of lean skeletal muscle. So it is now a year later, March of 2024, and I just had a new body scan done to see how I was, how much progress I had made. I was really hoping to see at least 62.5 pounds of lean muscle mass. I was hoping that in the year between my first prep and my present stage that I would have added skeletal muscle. Well, I got a reality check. I'm back where I started from. My skeletal muscle is still only 61.5. When I got down to 11% body fat for my show competition, I lost fat, but I also lost muscle. So I was down to about 58 plus a little skeletal muscle. So I've gained that back. That's great. But it's frustrating because I feel like I'm back to square one after a year. So the reality is I didn't make as much progress as I wanted to make. And I talked to Cassandra and I told her just how kind of disappointed I was. And she reminded me of a few things. First of all, that it takes time. But secondly, I had a lot of personal crises that were happening from December until February. Lots of big events professionally and family-wise and crises in there. And though I was still dedicated, I was still going to the gym, I was still doing my cardio, and I was still watching my nutrition, my stress level was so high and my sleep really suffered. And so this was a real learning experience for me to realize just what an impact stress and lack of sleep can have. And so I could look at the glass as half empty, or I could look at it as the glass is half full. And I'm going to try to say the glass is half full, to say, okay, despite all of those things, losing probably 2 months out of that 7 months to regain, that it's good that I am back to 61.5 pounds of skeletal muscle. It is what it is. And so the good news is that I now have a starting point and life is a little bit more normal. My stress levels have dropped significantly. My sleep is so much better. And I feel really great at the gym. Feel really strong. But we did decide that it was time for us to do what's called a little mini cut. So I have put on probably a little bit more body fat than is preferable. And so we are just reducing that body fat. The cut that we're doing is not drastic. It's just enough to reduce the body fat. I've increased my cardio and the intensity of that cardio, increased my daily steps by a bit, nothing drastic. But just to sort of get that body comp back to where we can kind of see what's happening. It's okay to get a little fluffy, but not too much fluff. You want to be able to see what you're building and to keep yourself healthy. So we are doing a mini cut, and I want to try to chronicle that. The goal for this mini cut is to continue to build. There's this belief among some in bodybuilding circles that it is not possible to gain muscle mass while being in a maintenance or slight calorie deficit. And that's not true. So I'm going to be a little test dummy in some sense also. Again, a very small calorie deficit, but I am hoping that I am still going to build muscle. Certainly, it's been proven that you can do that. And this is not a scientific case study, by any means, but personally, I want to see, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. So, so that's my goal, is to get my body fat percentage back down. I am presently at 145. I don't know what weight we're looking at. I think for Cassandra's purposes, she's more looking at my appearance. So I have weekly check-ins. I check in with Cassandra. I give her my measurements, my weight, and I send pictures every week in a bikini, which is not great when you're building, but it is what it is. Trust the process. And so by looking at those things, she can determine, okay, where are we? How much of a cut do we need? So I don't know how long this mini cut will last. I don't know where I will end up, but my goal for it is to have continue to gain muscle while losing the fat, while switching that lever a little bit. And then we'll go back to probably increasing calories again. So we'll see what that does. So what are some of my goals? Well, initially when I started this process, I told Cassandra, I said, my goal is to turn pro, to be a natural pro bodybuilder in the figure category. And again, you can watch my first series to understand what that category is. But to be pro by my 60th year of life. So I'm about to turn 59. The clock is ticking. But that is my goal. So I have basically 1 year from now to build, because most of the competitions that I will be interested in are going to be in the August, September, October, November period of the year. So March of 2025 will probably be when I start my next competition prep, which will again be about 22 weeks. So I have 1 year to build, to really build. And my goal is that every 3 months, I want to have added 1 pound of skeletal muscle. That's ambitious, but that's my goal. So that by the end of 1 year, by March of 2025, my skeletal muscle weight will be 65.5. That's an additional 4 pounds of muscle. And just so folks know, that's a lot of muscle to build for someone over the span of a year. So it is ambitious, but it is not impossible. So that's my goal, and it helps to break that down into 3-month periods to have many goals. I have to have something that I'm working towards, and it's hard because I've got a whole year to build, and that's a long time. So I got to break that year down to manageable chunks. The other goal that I'm setting for myself is to get back to where I can do pull-ups. I had gotten to the point where in my first building phase, I was able to do 2.5 pull-ups, which I had never done any pull-ups before. Now I'm lucky to eke out 1 pull-up. So my goal is to get those pull-ups up to a higher level. I don't have a number in mind yet. Let's throw it out to, by the end of the year, be double digits. We'll see. The other goal is to continue to manage stress and sleep. I've definitely learned how important that is in building muscle. So that's where we are right now. I will continue to share with you body scans. I'll probably do another body scan in another few weeks, maybe 4 weeks. We'll see where we are, and keep you up on what's happening. So wish me luck, and I hope you will enjoy following along with me. Thanks and peace.